Now, do you have any question for our
Yes.
guest?
Yes. So I want you to speak to our current generation that is moved with, like you said, there are a lot of things happening online. Everything is everywhere. You're seeing someone that is probably 20, traveling,
Hmm?
driving a very, very nice car, and person is doing so well. I want you to speak to people like our generation specifically, people who are in waiting seasons and they feel like God has forgotten them. What can they do? Like, what can they do to stay grounded, that no matter what happens, whether whatever they are seeing out there, to still keep their conviction in God, that yes, God has not forgotten them.
Hmm, that's a very good question. I'll give you a story to help you. So years ago, as you read in my profile, I've been mentoring since forever, and I've mentored people who have scaled different things that possibly, let me quote and unquote, I've not yet touched.
Hmm.
They're already doing it. Do you know what that does to your mindset?
Hmm.
Like,
I'm
are,
not
are
in a
you?
train.
Yes, like, are you sure this oil is is working at all? Like, sometimes you want to test things. You go and help another person. The person will get results, and you go and try it yourself, and you'll be like, God, what's going on? Like, did I miss something? I was in the waiting season, waiting on God. And funny enough, you still have friends that you would give the same principle, advice, and everything. They will be bearing results. Like, I was pastoring and felt as if I was struggling. And my friend was moving from a small venue to a large venue. And they were doing things. And I wonder, like, what's going on? And to not crown it all, do you know what now happened? I failed again. Like, I failed. The whole thing crashed. At that point, I ran to my company. I called my pastor. My pastor till date. And we spoke. And one of the things he said, and I want you to remember, all of you that are watching, those of you here and those of you watching, he said, do you think everything is a mistake? If Joseph did not share that dream, would he have even gotten into it?
True.
What you are calling a disaster is actually part of the process and plan of God. You might not like it. You might not like how God is doing it. I'm telling you, one of the things that can keep you sane, talk to the people that believe in your waiting. Spend time. You see, one of the things that causes that depression and pain is because you are spending time with people that are causing depression, e.g., Instagram, TikTok. You are seeing people who are doing things that possibly they did not tell you their waiting season, or possibly God was able to fast track their waiting season, and you are comparing. So what you need to do, stop spending time with the things that can give you hope. Start spending time with things that can give you faith. At that point, I'm telling you, it's not Bible reading that you need. Because as soon as you're reading the Bible, like, it's not working. You will close the Bible, just be like, so I had to talk to my pastor. And he told me, nothing is a mistake. You're not waiting in vain. I believe in the grace you carry. These are people that brought me back to life. And I'm telling you, if I didn't have that conversation, and as you see, at that point, that's not the time where God will be speaking to you and say, oh, I heard God. Trust me, at that point, you can't hear God. Elijah was depressed. He didn't hear anything. It took 40 days walk. When you stroll for 40 days, you strolled for 40 days in order to calm your mind down before you started hearing God again. At that point, find those who believe in you. When the apostles too were going through difficulty, it looks as if everything was, they ran to their company. So who are you spending time with?
Who are you spending time with?
Yeah.
Wow. As you said, answer this question yourself. Who are you spending time with? And I think one thing, I mean, when he was talking, I just remembered, like, Ecos, I think Anu can relate to that, leadership company, and how there are different people that God will place in your life for different seasons, understanding what their roles are, at different points in time. And from what he just said, I think one thing that stood out for me is the fact that it's very true, and something that I've thought about before as well. A lot of people do not share their waiting seasons publicly. So it's easy for another person to think that it was so easy for the other person. And that is how comparison starts, to be honest. You think that, okay, this person just, for example, your friend, who was doing better, with a church or whatever, was doing better, it might have gone through a different kind of process. It may not have looked as long as yours was, or maybe as, but it would have felt painful to him in some type of way. But it did not seem that way because probably did not talk about it. It did not share it. So understand that, there's someone that I respect so much. He says that focus more on the process than just jumping into the results. So understand that if you're going to get good results with God, you have to go through your process. You and God, your process. So it's been so good, having you guys on.